Rico's rich history and vibrant culture are often overshadowed by its political status. Despite centuries of cultural identification and aspiration for self-determination, the island still finds itself in a perpetual limbo, devoid of the sovereignty sought by many of its inhabitants. Growing up, I witnessed a level of reluctancy of many to act amid economic and political hardships, which highlighted the complex reality of Puerto Rico's decaying state. Puerto Rico's lack of independence is made up of political maneuvers, economic entanglements, and cultural dynamics. Exploring Puerto Rico's lack of independence reveals a narrative that's shaped by centuries of colonial ruling, intricate political dynamics, and enduring struggles for self-determination. First, it's important that we assemble a timeline of events that helps us understand Puerto Rico's history and its current state. In 1493, Puerto Rico is colonized and under the Spanish ruling until 1898 in the Spanish-American War, where the U.S. defeats Spain and acquires Puerto Rico as its territory through the Treaty of Paris. In 1898 until present day, Puerto Rico is still a U.S. territory, and its inhabitants advocate for different political statuses, including independence. There were several movements in the 20th century where several organizations and leaders advocated for Puerto Rico's independence to emerge. Nationalist Party leader Pedro Albizu Campos gained supporters at this time. In the 1940s and 50s, there were various uprisings and confrontations between the United States and authorities and nationalist movements. In 1952, Puerto Rico adopts a Commonwealth status, remaining under the U.S. rule, but still getting a degree of self-governance. Between the 20th and 21st century, there were several referendums without the U.S. government's official backings that have been held regarding Puerto Rico's political status to determine whether it should remain a Commonwealth, become a state, or become independent. No clear consensus has been reached at this point. The debate over Puerto Rico's political status remains ongoing till this day, with different people advocating for different outcomes and other people having completely lost all hope in the process. Next, let's discuss the political intervention and economic dependency, where the United States implemented several policies and legislatures to continue to remain in control of Puerto Ricans. Some of these legislatures are the Foraker Act of 1900, the Jones Act of 1917, and the Gag Law of 1948. The U.S. also cracked down on nationalist activities, arresting, torturing, and surveilling certain members of the nationalist parties. One of these members, the leader of the Nationalist Party, Albizu Campos, was one of the individuals who was suppressed through the United States. The United States will also foster economic dependency. The United States promoted Americanization and cultural assimilation in Puerto Rico, which included promoting the English language education, American culture norms, and portraying independence movement as radical or unpatriotic. Examining cultural assimilism reveals a political agenda and society dynamics that played a pivotal role in diminishing Puerto Ricans' cultural identities. Today, I've shared 3 factors that contributed to Puerto Rico's political status: political intervention, economic entanglements, and the cultural dynamics. Now you can understand why independence has been so difficult to achieve and continues to be a point of debate until this day, with many Puerto Ricans believing that they were never given a true chance at achieving the right to sovereignty or self-determination. When debating Puerto Rico's independence, it's important that we consider the history of Puerto Rico, the cultural dynamics that contribute to Puerto Ricans' identities, and the political and economic influences that have shaped Puerto Rico into what it is today. Thank you.